Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Sea Bass with Dill. A couple of weeks ago, I posted a hot honey salmon recipe with some smoked gouda grits, and everybody went crazy for it. But I got a lot of questions, a lot of people asking me, one, what are grits? And two, can I do a tutorial on how to make grits? Now, am I the best person to do that? Maybe not, but I'm the one who's here doing it today. Now, before we get into the recipe, do me a favor, go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow, do all those things, share it with your friends so that you don't miss any of these great recipes. All right, guys, so yes, we are making grits today. Now, a lot of people in my comments, they don't know what grits are, especially over in the UK. You guys might be more familiar with polenta than you are grits, but basically grits is just ground corn. The difference between grits and polenta, grits are a little bit more coarse, whereas polenta is a little bit more fine. Now, there's lots of ways in talk as to how you should cook them. Should they be sweet? Should they be savory? And we're gonna get into that once we get into these ingredients. Now, grits don't require a lot, but here's what we're gonna be using today. I've got some quick grits here. I get these from Wegmans. Now listen, you'll probably eat me up in the comments because these aren't real grits, they're instant grits or whatever, but I find these to give me the most consistency, if you will. We got salt, pepper, butter. I got seafood stock today. I'm gonna be serving these with some shrimp later on tonight. So yes, seafood stock, I get this at Wegmans. But if I wasn't doing seafood, if I was just serving them regularly, I would probably use chicken stock. There's no reason to use water. Why are you gonna use water? Water provides no flavor. We're also gonna add a little bit of cream later. I've got some smoked gouda that will grate up. These are gonna give them a nice texture, some creaminess, some smokiness. And then we've got sugar. And if you got sugar, throw this crap in the garbage can. Sugar does not go in grits. Save the sugar for the cream of wheat. I know you guys are gonna eat me up in the comments, but listen, grits should be savory. Cream of wheat can be sweet. Get rid of the sugar. We don't need it. No sugar. We're not putting any sugar in.
My saucepan here on a high heat. I'm gonna go ahead, add in 2.5 cups of my seafood stock. And I wanna bring this up to a boil. So just the seafood stock in here right now. Once that comes up to a boil, we'll add in our grits. So while I'm waiting for this to boil, let's go ahead and get our cheese grated up. Our stock is coming up to a boil. I'm gonna go ahead, add in the grits. And then we're gonna give this a nice whisk to get everything in here combined. Now the key with grits to get great consistency is you wanna whisk it often. We got it in there, we've mixed it all together. Now I'm gonna cut this heat down to a medium low-ish. And every minute or so we'll come back in and we'll give it another whisk. To get really good consistency for your grits, you wanna whisk it or stir it constantly. Not the entire time, but you wanna check back in on it, make sure you're giving it a good mix together. Now, I had a lot of people tell me last time in the comments, where can I find seafood stock? Do I have to use seafood stock? Can I use anything else? I get my seafood stock from Wegmans. Now, that's because I don't always feel like making it. If you go to my YouTube channel, and I'll link it below on this video, I have a video on how to make your own seafood stock. You guys love the seafood, the crab, the shrimp, the lobster, all of the things. Save those shells, you can make your own stock really easily. Another whisk. Time to whisk again. And we're gonna whisk again. We've been cooking for about 5-6 minutes. We're gonna whisk it again. Guys, we're about at the 7-minute mark. 7-minute mark. I did 2 servings here, so they got about a couple minutes left to go. But here's the consistency that we've got right now. Nice and thick and creamy. Almost all of our stock is evaporated, but you can still see they're a little bit grainy. We're gonna give this just a few more minutes. We'll add in our cream, cheese, and butter. 11 minutes in, here's our grits. They are ready. We're just gonna season them up now, but this is the consistency that we are looking for. Time to finish off our grits. We're still on a low heat. We're gonna add in a 1/4 stick of butter. We're gonna add in some heavy cream, about 1/4 cup. We're gonna add in about 1/2 cup of our smoked Gouda. Now you can use whatever cheese you like. If you like cheddar, that's fine. You want pepper jack, Colby jack. You don't wanna do any cheese, you don't have to, but a little bit of cheese in there. Let's go ahead, we'll whisk this together. Get this all nice and combined. And then obviously we gotta add in some salt and pepper. We gotta season these up really well. Now, your grits, your consistency. When you put them on the plate, you want them to settle. You don't want them to sit there like a scoop of ice cream. If they sit up, if they're stuck in a ball, they're too thick. Add a little bit more stock, add a little bit more cream, but loosen those grits up so they just settle. All right, so a little bit of salt. And again, do this to your liking. If you're salt sensitive, maybe you don't want to add any. We'll do a little bit of black pepper in here as well. Delicious. Go ahead, give this one final whisk, and then we'll go ahead and plate these up. All right, time to plate up. We've got a nice bowl here. And look how they just settle out in this bowl, right? They're not sitting up, they're not thick, they're creamy, they're rich, they're luscious, delicious, delicious grits. Now, you can serve them like this. Oh, delicious. We're gonna finish that off with a nice pat of butter on the top. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of chive for some color. Listen, savory grits is the only way to go. I don't do sweet grits. That's breakfast food, that's cream of wheat. And then, final touch, a little fresh cracked black pepper. And that is how you make grits. We don't need the sugar, we don't need the sweet stuff. Savory is where it's at. Now let me know in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, did I smash or are you gonna pass? It doesn't matter what you think because these are amazing. Super, super creamy, delicious, rich. That smoked gouda just takes it to another level. Until the next dish, y'all.